Today, we want to introduce you to Stacey Castor, a seemingly ordinary wife and mother who turned out to be a cold-blooded killer. She used antifreeze to poison her second husband, David, and plotted to kill her own daughter, Ashley. Stacey almost got away with it, all the while spinning a web of lies. But the police saw through her deceit, and she's now known as the Black Widow. Get ready for a shocking tale of betrayal and deception as we uncover the twisted mind of Stacey Castor. Stacey Castor, born Stacey Daniels in Clay, New York, on July 24, 1967, had a seemingly ordinary life that took a dark turn somewhere along the way. She grew up as the daughter of Jerry Daniels and Judy Eaton, and in 1985, at the age of 17, she met her first husband, Michael Wallace. The couple quickly fell in love, and they married soon after. Their first daughter, Ashley, was born in 1988, followed by a second daughter, Bree, in 1991. The Castor-Wallace family struggled financially, with Stacey working at an ambulance dispatch company and Michael working nights as a mechanic. Despite their difficulties, they remained close to their daughters. However, cracks began to show in their relationship as rumors of extramarital affairs circulated. Stacey felt that Michael favored Bree, and in an attempt to compensate for this, she became especially close to their elder daughter, Ashley. In 2000, Michael was found dead in their home, with an autopsy revealing a lethal mixture of cocaine and crushed pills in his system. At the time, his death was ruled as an accidental overdose. However, with Stacey's subsequent actions coming to light, the authorities began to suspect foul play. Let's go back to late 1999. This is when Michael started experiencing intermittent illness, including unsteadiness, coughing, and swelling. Despite his family's urging, he did not seek medical care. Michael's sister was skeptical about the cause of death and requested an autopsy. Stacey refused, insisting that the doctor's diagnosis was correct. Stacey won this round. Then, in 2003, Stacey married David Castor, and in 2005, he was found dead in their home. She reported to the sheriff's office that he had been depressed and had locked himself in their bedroom for a day after an argument. The police discovered a glass of green liquid near his body, and the coroner ruled it as a suicide by antifreeze poisoning. However, when Stacey's fingerprints were found on the glass and a turkey baster with David's DNA on it was located, the authorities began to suspect foul play. They believed she had used the turkey baster to force-feed him the antifreeze. The investigation took a more sinister turn when detectives discovered that Stacey had her husbands buried side by side at the cemetery. They set up surveillance cameras to monitor her behavior at the grave sites, but were surprised when she never visited. Stacey's father, Jerry Daniels, also died under suspicious circumstances. He had been hospitalized for a lung ailment and was due to be released when he suddenly passed away. Stacey visited him the day before his death and brought him an open can of soda to drink. After his death, she had his remains cremated. She was the executive of his estate. While the autopsy report attributed Jerry's death to natural causes, authorities began to wonder if Stacey had played a role in his death as well. Onondaga County District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick confirmed that his office was investigating the circumstances surrounding Jerry's death, acknowledging the financial motives Stacey may have had. The case against Stacey Castor was building steadily, and by September 2007, she was beginning to panic. The police had exhumed her first husband, Michael Wallace, and found traces of antifreeze in his remains. Fearing the mounting evidence against her, Castor allegedly devised a plan to frame her daughter Ashley for the murders. On Ashley's first day of college, investigators showed up at her school to question her about her father's death and to inform her that he had been poisoned rather than dying of a heart attack. Ashley was understandably upset and called her mother. Castor, in an apparent attempt to calm her daughter, invited Ashley home for a drink, claiming they both needed to relax after the emotional stress. Ashley, trusting her mother, agreed. Ashley initially refused a nasty-tasting drink, but eventually relented. 17 hours later, Ashley was found by her younger sister. She was comatose. Stacey made the 911 call, and Ashley's sister left her side briefly. When she returned, she found a suicide note next to Ashley. The note appeared to be a confession in which Ashley admitted to killing her father and stepfather. Castor was quick to give the note to the paramedics. Tests revealed that potentially fatal painkillers were found in Ashley's system, and she likely would have died if she had not been brought to the hospital when she was. When Ashley woke up, with police questioning her about the murders and the suicide note, she said the last thing she remembered was her mother making her an alcoholic drink, something she had never done before. She insisted she did not write the note and was confused by the officer's questions and accusations. This shocking turn of events further deepened the mystery surrounding Stacey Castor and her involvement in the deaths of her husbands. The question remains, was Ashley truly targeted by her mother, or was she an innocent victim of Castor's manipulative schemes? In 2007, Stacey was arrested for second-degree murder in David's death, for attempting to murder her daughter Ashley, and for framing Ashley for the murders of David and Michael. Prosecutors argued that Stacey had written a computer-generated note, making it seem like Ashley had confessed to killing both her father and stepfather. Ashley, who was only 11 at the time of Michael's death, testified that she did not murder either man or write the suicide note. Prosecutors, including District Attorney William Fitzpatrick and Chief Assistant District Attorney Christine Garvey, argued that David Castor's supposed suicide didn't add up. They pointed out that there were no fingerprints of David's on the glass or container tainted with ethylene glycol, a toxic substance found in antifreeze, and the turkey baster found in the kitchen garbage bore both ethylene glycol and his DNA. This suggested that he was force-fed antifreeze. They believed that Stacey had been feeding her husband antifreeze for 4 days, making it look like a suicide. The prosecutors presented evidence showing how antifreeze poisoning could be identified from the growth of calcium oxalate crystals in the kidneys, which was evident in both Michael and David's bodies. It was pretty clear that money was the motive for Stacey's actions. She had even gone as far as changing David's will to exclude his son from a previous marriage. Stacey's defense team, including attorneys Charles Keller and Todd Smith, tried to create reasonable doubt in the jury's minds about her involvement in the murders. They suggested that Ashley might have been capable of murder at age 11, citing her father's favoritism toward her younger sister and her tumultuous relationship with her stepfather. They also pointed out how Stacey's mother believed Ashley to be guilty. During the trial, Stacey took the stand and maintained that it was Ashley who had committed the murders. However, Fitzpatrick pointed out flaws in her version of events. He argued that her behavior during David and Ashley's illnesses didn't make sense, given her experience working for a paramedics company. He also brought up typing sounds heard during a wiretapped conversation with a friend, suggesting that during the call, she was working on the suicide note. On February 5, 2009, Stacey was found guilty of second-degree murder in David's death and attempted second-degree murder for overdosing Ashley with drugs and vodka. At her sentencing on March 5, 2009, Chief Assistant District Attorney Christine Garvey asked the judge to impose the maximum consecutive sentences due to the brutality of David's death. The judge sentenced Stacey to the maximum of 25 years to life for David's murder and another 25 years for the attempt to kill Ashley. Additionally, she was ordered to serve an additional 4 years for forging David's will. The trial lasted 4 weeks, and an emotional Ashley told the judge that she hated her mother for ruining so many people's lives, but still loved her for the bond they originally shared. Fitzpatrick said that Stacey would have to serve at least 51 years before being eligible for parole, and given her age, it was likely she would die in prison. Judge Joseph Fahey was very forthcoming, saying he had never seen a parent willing to sacrifice their child to shift the blame. Fahey's words were stark, especially considering his 34-year experience in the criminal justice system. He said, "I have seen serial killers, contract killers, killers of every variety and stripe. But I have to say, Mrs. Castor, you are in a class all by yourself." Castor's lawyer, Charles Keller, said he would appeal her conviction. She was not charged in Wallace's death, but Fitzpatrick used evidence from it to build the case against her in David's murder. And then, Stacey died. Stacey's death sparked a lot of speculation. After being convicted for the murder of her husband David and the attempted murder of her daughter Ashley, she had maintained her innocence. On June 11, 2016, she was found dead in her jail cell. An autopsy revealed that she had died from a heart attack. She was 48. While authorities ruled out foul play, many questions remained unanswered. Nonetheless, Stacey's death closed a chapter in a case that had captivated many, leaving a lingering sense of mystery and intrigue. Stacey Castor's case is a chilling reminder of how deceit and manipulation can lead to tragic consequences. Her conviction for the murder of her husband David Castor and the attempted murder of her daughter Ashley Wallace shocked many. Despite her claims of innocence, the evidence against her was overwhelming. Her death in prison from a heart attack in 2016 closed a dark chapter in this case, but the questions surrounding her actions remain. If you found this story intriguing, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more captivating true crime content. Stay curious, stay connected, stay with Reely Unreal.